first two-a-day? Today was the first two-day?
Yeah.
How'd it go?
The first two-day went well. We go, just helmets in the morning and work a lot of situational work and big emphasis on 2-minute drills this morning. Came back and had a really nice physical practice, I thought, this afternoon with some emphasis in short yardage, goal line. And then got some red zone work and 7-on-7 and some blitz drill and then some 1st and 10 work and then finished with some 3rd down work. So it was a really good situational practice, very competitive, and I thought physical.
You do that kind of that pride drill, the tackling drill early. What does that bring to a practice, kind of set the tempo?
I think it's about setting the tone. It's about, again, we film the whole thing. We watch it as a team at night when we go to meetings. And guys know they're on film, and they know everybody's watching. It's a chance to, again, it's your pride on the line is the way we look at it. And it's great watching the guys compete and battle and go back and forth and watch a guy get beat and want to jump right back in and go again and try to win the next one. So they've been great for us the last couple of days, and we'll continue to do them periodically throughout camp.
Do you score those offense, defense?
Yeah, we scored at the end. I don't know how it went today, but we'll figure it out. We usually do one big one at the end where they try to match up their best guys, and it's a good finish today.
Was there anything you learned from this first week that might cause you to adjust stuff here in comparison to camp?
No, I think we're on schedule. We'll do a real analysis tomorrow as a staff and looking at our personnel, our schemes. What we're doing is our schemes fitting our personnel, or can we fit personnel differently to fit our schemes even better? We'll look at our depth across the board and at every position. There might be a potential of a couple of guys moving around a little bit. Like we touched on before, potentially some guys maybe doing some double duty work on both sides of the ball, so they might be switching over a little bit here next week. So all that stuff will get kind of, diagnosed and then decided tomorrow and then into the next day.
Looked like Coons hit another long one today.
I think it was from 55 today. And he just keeps getting better to me. A little more consistent each day. He appears to be more comfortable each day, just with his approach, his body language, and I thought Corey is starting to strike the ball a little bit more consistently in the punting game as well.
I know you signed these guys assuming they're going to be pretty good, but are they calming your nerves when you see them out here a little bit about what they'll be able to do?
Yeah, we'll put them in. The first week was trying to get them in a comfort zone, and then as we move forward, we're going to try to rattle them a little bit now, and we got to put them in some more difficult situations with maybe conditioning on the line, things like that, where the guys are rooting for them or trying to rag them a little bit to rattle them, and so that's what it's all about. It's about the build up, and so far so good.
You had another linebacker go down today. It looked like it was a pretty tough play, like right away on 11-on-11. See Chogi go down like
that. It's a sprained knee, and by first look, it doesn't appear to be overly serious. But again, we'll wait until we can get all the tests done properly. But from the outside looking, it doesn't look to be serious, so it remains to be seen.
If this was 3 years ago and you had these type of injuries in camp, what would it be like in comparison now, where you have Jamal Curse going out there and he's playing?
We would have been in dire straits at that point, and I think that's the value of recruiting and having depth. That's also the value of our ability to raise the intensity level of practice and practice at an even higher level, a more physical level than we ever have. And I think part of that's the personality of these guys. These guys are competitive guys. They're hungry. They want to, when they get in, they want to make plays, and that's what I was hoping for 4 years ago, that we could create an environment like this, and that's where we're at. And I'm not happy that guys are getting nicked up, but we have the depth in place to make up for it, and not just depth, but pretty good players that are stepping in and making plays.
With Curse getting more reps, what are you seeing out of him?
I thought Jamal's gotten better. It's like anything. The more you do something, usually the better you get. And so, one of the keys for Jamal, again, a guy who in high school was a safety wide receiver, was understand the physicality of the linebacker position. He's a very good athlete, but it's the consistent physicality to bring, and I think he's getting better and more comfortable in doing that type of stuff. And Zeger as well, Evan Zeger, same way.
Mickens and Sample seem to be out?
They were both nursing kind of growings, not serious, but we're just kind of being proactive on it, that we don't want it to flare up worse. We know we're off tomorrow, so we figured they shut them down, give them all day tomorrow off, and they should be back Monday going.
Are you going to the Seahawks game tonight? I mean, for the
Yeah.
obvious at Jake's there, or was this something you wanted to do
Yeah,
anyway?
it was just kind of something we had tied in with the Seahawks, and Pete and those guys have been great and gracious in allowing us to get over there with them as a coaching staff, and then now to bring the team to the game tonight, and then obviously, see Jake play and Devin play and Jermaine play, those guys, and so should be a lot of fun. It's a great kind of team bonding event or activity that we usually like to do every year. We try to do something. Last year we went to the Mariners game, and so this year we get to go to the Seahawks game.
You guys did that at USC. What does that do for guys? I mean, is it just, you talk about the bonding, but how does it work with the bonding like that?
Well, I think part of it's a little bit of a reward. These guys are working their tails off. It's been a physical week of work, and these guys have been grinding away, and the meetings and the studying of the stuff. We got a lot of football in 1 week, and for me, it's a way I can hopefully reward them for the hard work and give them something fun to do so that they continually enjoy the experience of being here. And for the bunch of these guys, this is the first time they'll ever have been to an NFL football game, so hopefully we're giving them things to do that maybe they haven't done before, and along with doing it with their teammates, doing it with their buddies, and having a great time.
So, some of the guys over the course of the week have been talking about how there's a sort of a different sense of fun, a different sense of camaraderie, a competitiveness this year, but they can't quite put their finger on where it's coming from. What's your sense as a coach?
Well, I think I said this at the press conference earlier in the week. This has been the closest knit team we've had. This is much more of a family atmosphere than we ever have. I mean, our guys are in this thing together. There's a great deal of respect for one another, but yet a high level of competitive nature with one another. But then also a lot of fun with one another. And I've said this before, and I felt it starting last year, and it's even more so this year. One thing about families is, that's the time when all of us are really the most open that we are, and the ability to laugh and have fun and joke, but also be serious and maybe even cry. And those two extremes and everything in between, sometimes you don't see in locker rooms and you don't see in meeting rooms, and we definitely see it. And I think it's pretty cool that our kids are opening themselves up to one another and to us, and as coaches we're doing it with them, and in the end that should bring us closer and hopefully strengthens us as we get through the season.